Girls and guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. So we are in that weird day, which is the 2nd of January. No one actually knows what day it is or what day of the month it is or anything. We're just all confused. But it's the only time I've got to get some little niggly jobs done. One in particular that's been on the list for a while is Tonys ST to fit new engine mounts. He's had these engine mounts since summer and I just haven't had time to do them. So we're finally, in January, getting around to actually fitting them. So what we've actually got is we've got the two Vibra Technics engine mounts to fit. So one's gearbox mount, one's engine mount, well, cam belt side, gearbox side. We've also got some anti-roll bar bushes to put on as well. I believe these are like the Road Series Vibra Technics ones. I'm not sure, he brought them. So we finally unpacked them and got them there. So now we're gonna get ready to fit these. One thing you desperately need is a jack and a bit of wood. You don't actually do a lot of this up in the air. What I'm gonna probably do is take the headlight out, because you take the headlight out with anything with a Ford. Engine mount 1 is down there. Engine mount 2 is over there. That's going to involve a little bit more fun of taking the battery and stuff like that out. So I'm going to go for the easy one first, because it is nearly 10 AM on the 2nd. And again, still contemplating why I'm actually at work, but let's just get this done. So let's get a torque screw and whip the headlight out. Just give us a little bit more easier working space. All right, torque screw, and then there was one Phillips here. It's normally a plastic screw on the, when you haven't got stuff there. And then literally one plug, headlight out, balance it on some wheels. Now, engine mount we're after is this one here. So we need to get the coolant bottle right out of the way. Now you need to be careful. I know that we've replaced this, we've replaced the bottle actually, because we had a leak in it. I know all of these unions are good to move, so I'm not too bothered about twisting and turning them, but if you are, just be careful, because they can detach and they're not repairable thereafter, so be very careful. Now, let's get the bottle out. Okay, coolant bottle away. I've removed the red things because they were throwing my eyes off. So now, as I said, we're gonna need to put the jack underneath the engine to support that. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that all out, problem solved. All right, engine supported with the jack, 3 18s to get these out. I'm gonna buzz this off now. That's a 15, and then these are 3 15s. But we need to get this plate off first, just to make it easier really. So let's get the 15 on that, and then let's pull that one out, and then we'll have the plate off in our hands in a second. All right, that 15's out and undone. Now we've literally got them 3 15s there, and that one's out, and then it's time to fit the new one. Just remember to route that pipe over the top of it, not underneath it. All right, the 3 15s are undone. Slide that engine mount, caught. Slide that out of the way, and that's it. That is old one. Now to go for the new one. Also, I dropped my socket down there, which is highly annoying. All right, the new Vibra Technics one is in place. So I'm gonna just secure it with a couple of bolts and make sure everything lines up nicely. So that's 2, and we've got the one at the back down there. There we go, that's the magic noise. Okay, so then 3 are in there, nice. So line that up and then tighten it down. Okay, so these 3 are on, tight. Torque wrench was going there. The 3 15s are on tight, the jack's still in place, but I'm just gonna torque everything up. So that's a 19, they're 15s. No, sorry, they're 18s, 19 and 15s. That's all you need on this side, obviously torques. So I'm gonna torque these all up, mark them up, and then move on to that side. All right, they're all in and torqued up. Now, coolant bottle in onto tab number. That aircon pipe does annoy me. So they're in together, and then push down, and then they'll lock in. Let's make sure that plug is in the right place. So that's on, still got to put the red stuff on, then fit the headlight, plug the headlight in, then fit the headlight. Driver side, all done. Gearbox side now. I've removed the annoying cover. Oh, there's one more there. So 2 10 mils, 8 mil, get that off. We're getting the battery out, battery tray out, and then see what else there is. I can't really remember what else we need to remove, but I know it's battery and battery tray. Right, with the battery, you've got to remove the 10 mils, then you've got to remove the little metal brace around it to get the battery out this way. There should normally be like a little cover here, but that's not here on this one. Now, it's 3 10 mils on the battery tray. once you've undone them fully. That's 2. There you go, that one's out. And then I think the ECU is connected to this with security bolts that we can't undo. So I have to find a way of getting that out of the way. I might remove the earth cable, playing with that idea at the moment, but I just need to get some space to get underneath it. So let's see what's going to restrict us getting in the way, and I'll report back. Okay, so we're getting the battery tray out. Now, if you've got this obscenely oversized charge pipe, crossover pipe, you need to remove that silicon elbow there in order to get to them Torx bolts there, to get the ECU out, to get the battery tray out. There's the engine mount, but yeah. I had a little bit of a fight, because last time I've done one of these, that just turned on its side, but yeah, had to remove the silicon joiner to do it. Not a major, so 2 T25s, out that comes. Okay, we're finally here. Just pin that up out of the way. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Get them out, and then we'll get more of a view on the engine mount itself. I've left the jack there because it's just easier. Let me double check these R10s. Yeah, now I'm going to spray them with some loose juice and get them out of the way, and we'll get to the engine mount. Right, 3 18s, 2 15s, and then this one's pretty much out. So I think I spent more time removing the battery and the ECU than I did actually doing this part. So let's just get these out. Okay, so that is that one out. Do a little compare to meerkat so we can see the difference. So there is none. I mean, that's a little bit, yeah, that's thinner than that. But other than that, all the bolts are in the right place. Everything's looking good. Very nice. And then fitting wise, we are just gonna go and pretty much that is it for for placement fitment. Now, I'm not going to put these on tight, I'm just going to get them in place for now. And then get the 2 15s in place. And then jiggle it around and make it sit nice and happily. Okay, so I forgot to record it, but they're all in, torqued up and marked, both sides, perfect, happy. Now, fitting this bracket, all the 10 mils going back on, nice and easy. And it's all back together. Well, that's only part 2. Part 3 is the anti-roll bar bushers. So we're just going to give it a quick little test drive now to make sure there's no issues. Once we're happy with that, we're going to set it up for our bushers. Okay, we're moving on to roll bar bushers now. There they are. You can go from from up here or around here. That's one side, and then side 2 over there. What I am going to do is just ring measure the bar, just in case they're wrong. I'm just trying to work out what size they are. I think they're 13s, so for once we've actually got some good space. This side, not so much, but I'll always find a way. And look, it's actually got a cat. Look, a modified car with a catalytic converter that does not identify as one is actually a catalytic converter. So just measured the bush, and they're 19. Now we're going to measure the roll bar to see if they're 19. So looking for the roll bar. And I can't actually see what that is. Hold on. Oh, terrible. That was 19. I've just moved it. Oh, one. There we go. Do it that way. 19. Can't see that. It is 19.4, but I know they are 19 mil, which is good. So now let's try and do this. Okay, so driver side, nice and easy. You can get your hands around to it nice. Passenger side, there's a bracket here that I've taken off, and then there's one bolt. Oh, it's difficult to see. You can see the top of the roll bar bracket. Let me see if I can get in there a little bit better. Yeah, there's bolt 1. That's nice and easy. And then you can see bolt 2 from here. So I've undone one, I've loosened that one off, and we're going to carry on taking it off. I'm just trying to find a good way to get round there. And then we're going to pop the bushers out and put the bushers in. So one thing we need to know about this, so when you remove the roll bar bushers from the roll bar, which I've already done, undone them all, they just pop off. The metal bottom plate is attached to the bush, they come as one. This won't help too much, but that was like that. So what I've done is I've cut that off. Now I'm just cleaning this surface down to make it all nice and flat, but I'll show you what it looks like in a second. To get the wire wheel and clean all that up. Well, I got all the rubber off that one, so that's what it looks like. Get the other one so you can see how it started off. So that's how it started off. It is all one piece. So reason why, just for demonstration purposes. There you go. So that's how we're going to have it eventually. So yeah, they're a little bit different, but these are going to have to be squeezed onto this because that is going to be a tight fit where they fit like that already. Oh, I can't get it back off. Terrible mistake. So yeah, that's going to be tight like a tiger. All right, that's both plates ready. Now I'm going to thread these onto the bar. I'm not looking forward to this bit, I'm not going to lie. Let me see if give these a little clean up as well, I think. Well, a little bit of a gap between videos because we're still waiting for the anti-roll bar bushes to come from Powerflex because they sent us the wrong one. And in the meantime, someone's brought some new rear lights. So we're going to quickly whip these off. It's just a couple of torques either side. I haven't seen what's in the box yet. That's going to be a treat. That one. And that one. The annoying thing is these have got another one on the inside that you need to get to, which is all good fun. I would just like to take this moment in life to thank the person who did this previously, who tightened that up so tight that I actually had to get proper tools out to undo it. These should be tight, but the tightness of this was stupid. Now, I'm gonna whip the other side out while Johnny Moto cleans this side. Right, I would say you could eat your dinner off it, but that was like a 3 out of 10 for cleaning. And I'm only doing this to annoy him. He's actually done quite a good job, but at least it's clean now. Yeah, look at the inspection. All good. Now, let's get the new lights. Let's see what we got. Thank you for your purchase. Let's whip these around and see what they got. So if you do have these lights and you think, why do I have 2 different plugs? Apparently, as I've just been told, one is for pre-facelift, one is for facelift. Cool, right, they're going in. So before we show you how these work, and then, love it. So this is what it looks like when you first get in. Very fancy. And on it goes. I like it. And then when you unlock the car, if the button gets pressed, very nice. So yeah, that's the rear lights and they're from AGM. Not bad. Fitment's pretty good as well when you look at it. They all fit quite nice. No issues at all. So yeah, that's the rear lights in and on. Now, just anti-roll bar bushes. Okay, now let's fast forward to March. We've finally got the car back, which is now. There's been a few little alterations to it since. And we've got more stuff to fit. So this video is an ongoing. So we were doing it in January, big pause, forward to March. So now we're gonna put the anti-roll bar bushes on, take 2. We've got the right ones. We've got new disc and pads to go round, EBCs. I think they're J-hook, I can't even remember. They've just been on the floor for a while. New braided lines, new disc and pads, anti-roll bar bushes, and Super Blue Type 200 AT fluid, which is no longer blue. It's just like a honey colour. So, brake refresh as well to add to this list. This video is going to be a long one. And an oil change. I just got told that, I forgot about that bit. Just like that, we got both the bushes out. That was nice and easy because we did all the prep work in the last video. So, we're going to get the Powerflex ones in, double check they are the right ones with the hump in it, unlike the other ones. And let's get these on. So service has been done, anti-roll bar bush is done. Now we're moving on to the brake fluid. As you can see, that looks like murky swamp water. So I'm going to suck all that out before we put any fresh stuff in. But because we're changing discs, pads and lines, we're going to have a nice full flush. The rears, I don't need to worry about too much. We're going to do that after. So suck this out, not fill it up yet, drain that and then start from fresh. The brakes, we have got a little lippage. The pads aren't bad. Brake lines aren't perished or cracked, but we're going to change them anyway. And EBC supplying these lovely discs. And we've got some EBC yellow pads with the lovely EBC brake lines. So we're putting it all together. I've drained all the fluid out and contaminated it quite badly from the caliper, just squeezed it all out. Got a pipe block on for now, and then we're gonna take that pipe off once we've got the caliper all assembled. All right, that's side one done. And if anyone says they're on the wrong way, no. EBC very kindly labelled them left and right. So this is the left disc, that's on. Now we're gonna go to the right side. This is side 2, all stripped, new disc on. And yeah, I definitely got my gun stuck in that position. Nice. Side 2 all complete, and now we're going to be running this. I do like using this. It's got ridiculous boiling point, wet and dry. That is in German. Where's the English version? Doesn't have it, but that does say very good boiling point. All in, wheels on. I'm just about to do the talky clicky, talking it up. But yeah, good. Now onto the rear. Onto the rears, you can see that is one reason why we're changing them. The spig is still on there, so I'm doing this little 8mm on the drilly there. Check that comes undone. Checked that comes undone. And I don't think we need to move the caliper carrier to get this off. Yes, I slipped there. So there should be, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking when I say it. So in the process of the rebuild, I just went to go and check and grease up the sliders, and that one seized. That one seized. That one just about moved. So we're going to quickly strip it down, clean them up, and put them back on. One side, good. One side, not good. So I tried to get it all off, managed to get the boot off. So I blowtorch this now, get it really warm. Hopefully it will crack and come off. Then I can spend the next half an hour cleaning up. Got it out. But the caliper was red. That's white hot. That didn't go to plan. Well, these are working a lot better than what they were. This one still needs a bit more grease in it, but you know, it sounds a bit sandpapery. I'm gonna grease that up a bit more. Okay, so one char grilled caliper together, line is in. Now I've already bled this side, only because I'm just impatient, because they're split lined. So this side's all bled up, I can put the wheel on, and then go on to the other side where you see them feet. She's back, and in 4x4 mode. Nah, we're just joking. So when we did the, this is literally the next day, by the way. When we fitted everything, he's driven home, driven back, but we noticed one of the, because these were so badly seized and we had to use so much heat, we'd slightly kinked one of the pins. Can't remember which one it was. It was this one. Ever so slightly bent. Yeah, you can't really see it. Anyway, managed to buy a whole set. So we've just done this. We've also given the caliper a little lick of paint. Yes, it is 50 Shades of Red. I am fully aware. We are going to do the rest. We just don't really have time at the moment. And he's got to be somewhere today. So we put new caliper pins in. That is all done. Now, wheel back on. And we'll actually get another road test. So, it's done. Has a very big wing on it. He keeps pressing the lights to make the lights go. He thinks we're stupid, like we don't know. But we know. But, like Marmite, you either like it or you don't like it. The wing... He likes it, it's his car, he can make the choices, he likes it, that's the main thing. Personally, there's a little bit too much wang on the wang for me, but who cares? Individuality, that's the whole point of it. If everyone looked the same, then it would be boring. And he can turn around and say, I have got a massive wang. So there's some good side to that. So this one's done. No need to road test it because we already did that in the last video, so done. Obviously, I'm just gonna have my lunch quickly, but like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you on the next one.